Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show, Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, welcome to this episode of Loving Life. I'm glad you're here. Today is going to be, I think, a day that you're going to remember because we're talking today about people who drive drunk and the effects of that. It's totally preventable. In fact, let's go talk about it right now. In 2016, 416 people died in accidents that are related to drunk drivers. Today, my guest is Susan Atkinson. She's with, she's actually on the national board.
Right, for MADD.
For MADD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you very much for having me.
What a huge thing. You know, because I saw the statistic of that.
Right.
416 people. And
it's a town, right? It's a whole town.
Simpson, North Carolina is 416 people. So last year, in 2016, they wiped out an entire town.
Right, and nationally, over 10,000 people every year get killed in drunk driving fatalities. 10,000!
So these are just some statistics that I found off of MADD's site.
Okay.
Every 2 minutes, a person is injured in a drunk driving crash. So we're talking about 10,000 are killed.
Right. Over 300,000 people every year are injured in DWI crashes.
So here's a drunk. Can we just call them drunks?
Yeah, although now sometimes it's drugged too.
Yeah. That has to affect our insurance, has to affect everything.
Well, and the thing that really gets me is that it's one of those things where you're driving down the road minding your own business, and this person who is driving drunk or drugged, 100% preventable crash, by the way, changes your life. Changes your life in an instant. And if they had not been drunk or drugged, that wreck probably would not have happened.
Exactly.
Right.
Wow. An average drunk driver has driven drunk over 80 times before the first arrest.
Staggering statistic,
they were,
right?
I hate to use the word lucky, but they were lucky 80 times. And then the 81st one, they got arrested. Every day in America, and another 29 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes. That's one person every 50 minutes.
Wiped out for something that's 100% preventable.
Each day, people drive drunk more than 300,000 times, but only 3,200 are arrested.
I don't drive anymore after about 10 o'clock because it scares me, the people that are on the road.
Well, because interesting you say that, because that's another thing that I noticed on the website was there's a percentage of drunk drivers in the morning and the early afternoon, but a majority are in the afternoon and evening. Is that right?
Yes.
At night?
At night.
Yeah.
In fact, we recently had a situation happen in Knightdale, which is close to where I live, where a drunk driver was driving on the wrong side of the road and hit and killed the husband and seriously injured the wife. 100% preventable. There's no reason. If he had been sober, he wouldn't have been on the other side of the road. I mean, let's face it, right?
Right. So we'll get to MADD here in just a second.
Sure.
Why is it that we have people who are drunk drivers who get arrested and then they're back on the road again? Why is that?
Well, laws for one thing. So, one of the things that MADD is trying to do is change the law to make not only that the punishments are harsher, but 32 states, including I believe Iowa this week, have passed an all-offender interlock law, which means that every person that gets convicted of drunk driving has to get the interlock device installed in their car. North Carolina is not one of those states at this point in time. So in North Carolina, you have to have a .15 or higher blow or be a recidivist drunk driver to have an interlock. And the statistics have shown that having that interlock device does lower the fatalities from drunk driving.
So what's the interlock? What does it do?
The interlock is a device that gets installed in the car, and the person that's the driver has to actually give it a breath sample. And if the breath sample contains alcohol, then the car won't start. So it effectively disables the car.
Okay, so what would keep somebody who maybe wasn't drinking to blow in it and let the drunk driver drive?
Unfortunately, there's always going to be workarounds on everything, right? But that person literally takes their life in their own hands riding with a drunk driver.
They're even stupider than the drunk driver.
Right. Right.
So
can I tell you some other things really quickly
yeah.
too? Some other things that MADD's on the forefront of, which is really exciting to be on the national board. So MADD's also on the forefront of dealing with the auto industry and the National Transportation Safety Association in driverless cars, because obviously if the car can drive itself, then the drunk driver doesn't matter. I say it like that, that's
right.
kind of flippant, but you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So driverless cars, and then also the automakers have started to develop technology that every vehicle coming out of the auto industry can have some kind of detection device in it that's kind of like an interlock, that if it detects that the driver could be impaired or have drugs or alcohol in his system, then it disables the functionality of the vehicle. So unfortunately, in the future, we may have to just take some of those decisions out of the driver's hands in order to avoid those people that just won't stop driving drunk.
So come up with those ideas plus tougher laws.
Right, correct.
Something's got to be done.
I agree. 10,000 people a year is a staggering amount. I mean, one person a year is too many, let's face it. One person losing a loved one is too many.
Now listen, if you don't think it can affect you, it can. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. We're going to meet somebody whose life has been ruined and totally changed from drunk driving. We'll be right back.
When my customer comes into our store, we give them the knowledge of the products that we're selling them, and we give them the service.
As an independent hardware store, we stock our store with the products that we trust.
Traeger grills are a leader in the pellet grill industry.
People come from all around to get Traeger wood-fired grills from us.
We're a family business, just like their family coming in to see us. We want them to be part of our family.
B&W Hardware, serving downtown Wake Forest and surrounding areas since 1949.
Uptone Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
Hey, welcome back. I'm with Susan Atkinson from MADD. That's a weird thing, though, isn't it? MADD, from Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
And Tatum and Atkinson, don't forget.
And Tatum and Atkinson. She's a great attorney here in the beautiful city of Raleigh. Also with Ernie Adkins. Ernie, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Sometimes people think this is a victimless thing that happens, but it's not, is it? Tell us a little bit about what happened here.
My only child, my daughter, Shannon, was 18 years old. She was coming home from her boyfriend's mother's house, 12 miles down the road, and a woman came. They said at one point she was doing like 100 miles an hour. She crossed the center line. My daughter had pulled over as far as she could because there was a big fence there, and the woman hit her head on. I heard the crash. I was that close. She was that close to home. I was waiting for her to come up home because, you know, you don't go to bed till your kid comes home, and I tried to call her. She didn't answer, and I knew there was something wrong, and I went down there, and she had died instantly. The woman that killed her was laying in the road singing.
Wow. This was how long ago?
It's 9.5 years. It was November the 8th, 2008.
But it's just like yesterday to you.
If I let myself, I mean, I'll be honest, I am on 3 antidepressants. I have to, like, to do this, I have to compartmentalize things. I have to talk to you like I'm talking about somebody I don't know, like a story.
Sure.
Otherwise, you can forget it. You won't get good words out of me.
Why are you here today? Why are you doing this?
In her memory, I just don't understand why, you know, there's so little attention to drunk driving. Why the laws aren't stricter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something, you know, I'm not trying to lessen the school shootings and stuff, but drunk driving is something that could be done away with. You know, when you have shootings and stuff, you have random people that, you know, they're going to go into schools and stuff, but still, the amount of people that have been killed by shooting victims, even, you know, on the streets, is not as much as... Don't compare to drunk driving.
Yeah. 10,000 a year, that's a lot of people killed.
Whole families.
Yeah.
I mean, and only thing I can think of is it's a money racket.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say that, but alcohol companies are big donors, you know, to your legislators, and I can't think of any other reason why you would not do something about it. It's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah. So Susan and I had talked earlier about cars getting installed with things that MADD is talking about. It's devastating to families. It really is.
We're talking generations.
Yeah. Which is an amazing point, because here's a life that from that point on no longer exists. No grandkids.
No grandkids.
No weddings, no
college graduation. Yeah. She was in her first year of college, going to school for criminal justice. Loved it, loved college. And so that's it for us. I mean, I don't put up a Christmas tree. You know, I don't do any of that stuff.
Okay.
And there's nowhere you can go to get away from it except if I stay at home. You know, then there's no decorations. I do put up my nativity scene, but that's it. And my family get-togethers, I mean, the elephant in the room is the empty spot. Wow. My husband and I, you know, he came from a large family. I'm one of 3. There's one boy. My sister had 1 child, I had 1 child. And he is alone trying to, you know, he's gonna have to when we get old. And even now, I don't have anybody that calls me to see, you know, how are you doing? You know, how about your doctor's appointment? You need a ride, any of that stuff. The property we bought, you know, worked so hard. You know, we bought a little over 4 acres with the thought that when she got older, we don't know, you know, the prices of land and everything, we would be able to give her a place, you know. We got to figure out who we're going to give that to. I had to take early retirement. I was 3.5 years shy of full 30 years. I had to take early retirement because I couldn't function. I tried, and then I'd have to sneak outside somewhere and cry for a while, get myself together, go back in and work a little bit. It was just too much. So that has affected my financial situation for the rest of my life. It cut my retirement benefits drastically.
Exactly.
It's just one thing after another. My nephew has 3 children. His wife said to me a couple of weeks ago that she thinks often about how it would be to have my child's children playing with her children, you know? So,
That's tough.
yeah. I don't have, when I look at my future, I don't have anything I really look forward to. I mean, yeah, I get together with friends, I have laughs and stuff, but the big things, you know, graduations, grandchildren. I got toys all over my house. All the great nieces and nephews come to Aunt Ernie's house and for Barbies and all that stuff. But none of them will ever be my grandchildren.
All because of something 100% preventable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She blew a .24 and tested positive for opiates and had a 2-month-old baby at home she was supposed to be taken care of. She left it with her boyfriend.
If you don't think it can affect you, it can. Don't change the channel because we got more coming up. Hi, this is Dr. Tim Weir. I treat hundreds of patients every year who've been injured in car accidents, and a lot of those could be avoided. The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. That's 1 out of 4 accidents. Do yourself a favor, and if you get a text while you're driving, ignore it. And getting a carton of milk isn't going to do any good if you're dead. Drive safe. Keep loving life. I'm telling you, just like that, your whole life can change. All from somebody who doesn't give a crap. Susan?
Yes. It's
Here's a
amazing,
mama.
right?
Here's a mama.
More people than you know have a story. In fact,
Yeah.
when I was 6 in 1980, which was the year MADD started, in fact, my dad was killed in a drunk driving crash also. And that was, what, 40 years ago, 30 some years ago?
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, right. I was barely born. But, so people that you don't even know have a story, have some
Exactly.
sort of a tie-in or a story, and know someone who was injured or killed by a drunk driver.
So Ernie, here you are, a complete loss, and yet you're willing to sit here and talk about it because I believe part of your the rest of your life here is let's get this taken care of.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
There's very few things I can do for my child anymore.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. The other day, this is just like 3 or 4 nights ago, I was at Walmart and a woman walked up to me that her children were friends of my daughter. She had lost her daughter and son-in-law in October, and they believe it was a drunk driver hit and run. They had just gotten married. And And then like Elena Shapiro, the ballerina, you know, that's her family. And that man got 4.5 years and got to go home on weekends during that time. I can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
He would not want to go home on the weekends if it had been my child.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that thought runs through their mind.
Yeah. We got something coming up here in Raleigh.
So we have Walk Like MADD coming up. 100% of the proceeds stays here in North Carolina for victim services. It's on June 2nd, 2018, of course, in Lake Benson Park. That's in Garner. It's a 5K walk, but we also have a run element. So any runners out there, it's on the Second Empire Grand Prix race series. So people can come and run. I think that on the race series, you have to run 8 out of the 15 races. So this is a beautiful place to run. It raises funds for MADD, so we're happy about that, and you can get some points towards your total for the race.
Now, you're talking about this, and I'm getting tired. I'm already tired just from hearing you.
Right.
What about somebody who doesn't run or do a lot, can't walk?
And that's the reason why we walk, Dr. Weir. We walk for people like Shannon, who can't be there to walk, for people like Ernie, whose family needs all those victim services and help. And so just come out and support us. We have tables set up and different vendors set up. We'll have a DJ and music and some food, and you can support the runners and stand there at the finish line and clap and cheer them on. And you don't have to walk, but come out and support it. It'll be a beautiful day. It's a beautiful park, and it's a great chance to help people in North Carolina.
Sometimes people, and I've said this so many times over the years, especially Americans, love to give, but they don't know where to give.
I think that that's correct.
Here's a great opportunity. Here's a wonderful thing for people to get involved with.
It is a great opportunity, and if you shop on Amazon, there's a program called Amazon Smile, if people don't know about that, where you can actually divert a portion of your purchase to charities. And so MADD actually is a charity that's on Amazon Smile. It doesn't cost you any more money. Amazon actually gives part of your purchase to the charity. So it's not like a roundup program or anything like that. It doesn't cost the consumer any more money. And so if you just go to smile.amazon.com rather than just amazon.com, you purchase your items the same way, and some of that money can go towards MADD or another charity of your choice.
Ernie, thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing season, always.
A pleasure, thank you. And I hope to see you. And Dr. Weir is a sponsor for Walk Like MADD. Tatum and Atkinson is a sponsor for Walk Like MADD. And we'll be excited to be there, right?
So if you want to get involved even with sponsorship, get a hold of Season. We'll put all the information. In fact, we're going to put it on our website so you can get involved. Listen, this can all be prevented if we all get behind it and push. Don't change the channel because we got a little bit more coming up.
Hi, my name is Anita. I was in an accident with whiplash, medium and lower back pain, and I came to Raleigh Injury Chiropractic, and I believe it was the best thing I ever done. The staff here is wonderful. Dr. Weir is great. I couldn't ask for nothing else better in Raleigh, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to maintain my health.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tim Weir. If you want results like Anita, call our office today, 919-790-1332. Call right now. Hey, I'm here at the Uptone Studios in Wake Forest. I'm actually taping some things for the show. And I want to encourage you, if you have a business that you would like to have made known, or you might be part of an organization, or you do some type of craft, or you're a musician and you want to get your name out, I want to encourage you to just send me an email and let's get you on. Listen, it doesn't cost you anything. You come, you be a guest on the show with me, and we talk about what makes you love life. Listen, it's so easy, it's fabulous. I have most of the people who come on say, listen, if I'd have known it was going to be this easy to be a guest with you, I'd have done it a long time ago. It's just a fun, easy thing to do to get your name out there and to get people know more about you. So send me an email, drtim@drtimweir.com. Let me give that to you again. I want you to write it down. drtim@drtimweir.com. Jot me an email. Tell me you want to be on the show with me. Love to have you as a guest. I can't wait to hear from you. Hey, thanks for joining me for this episode of Loving Life. Season, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm telling you, this is a very sobering subject to talk about, but we got to get sober and talk about it. Something's got to be done. Listen, Governor, if you're watching this, please do something. And all of our people in the legislature, we've got to make some changes. If you were to give 30 seconds, you got 30 seconds to talk to these wonderful people out here, what would you say to them?
I would say that there's a future for no more victims. We don't have to have any more Shannons. We don't have to have 10,000 people killed every year by drunk drivers. We don't have to have 412 people in the state of North Carolina alone killed by drunk drivers. That's 412 families that are never going to recover from that, right? I mean, we've heard Ernie, her life has never been the same. And we don't have to have that. Take an Uber. Don't get behind the wheel when you're drinking. Don't let anyone else get behind the wheel when they are drinking. We really want a future with no more victims. And we hope that you come and join us for Walk Like MADD. Go to walklikeMADD.org to join a team or make a donation. Thanks.
You can even do the virtual walk.
You can be a virtual walker. You don't even have to come, but you can support MADD.
Fake walker. You can do it.
It's okay.
Join us on Instagram, join us on Facebook, Loving Life with Dr. Weir. Go to our website, drtimweir.com. We got a lot there. So until next week, keep loving life.